We've always done it. Someone steps up. Right now, it's Marquise Blair, Phil Pafia. Phil Pafia looks as good as I've ever seen him. So we're really excited for his progression. Ballard, Blair, and then, it's how it all. Everyone asks, a year after you lose guys, how are you going to replace him? How are you going to replace him? Well, with the guys that we got. So we're excited about those guys.
What about Chase, though? How's he handling being out for a while?
He's fine. He's a competitor, and but hopefully he's a quick healer. We'll find out.
Is Blair the one who sort of gets the first team reps now with you guys, or is it rotation?
Well, it's a rotation right now. Today you saw, the limited action that you saw, it was probably Phil Pafia and playing the free safety role, and then Corey Ballard playing the strong safety role. But Blair is in the mix with those three. And then, after that, it's kind of a mix of walk-ons, and, there may be some position changes that happen, but who knows? Right now, we've got who we've got, and we're excited about those guys.
You were instrumental in getting Josh Mercier. What did you see from him, and kind of what led you to recruit him to the team?
Well, length, athleticism, the fact that he was going up against some corners that we had recruited, one that went to Alabama, one that went to Miami, and he was having success over them. So, that was a good thing.
You see him switching sides, or playing both sides, or what do you?
Well, right now he's at wideout, and that's the shot that he's going to be given. So, we're hands off for right now. We let him, let Coach Holliday and Coach Taylor deal with him.
For right now, you got a timeline in your mind?
No, we don't do that. Obviously you see guys doing things over the other side of the ball that you covet, I guess. But ultimately, it's what's best for the team.
So, as you watch the other side of the ball and you watch the offense get installed, how does it look to you?
Well, the glaring difference is the number of athletes that we have at wide receiver. Even between spring and now. So it's in Braylon Singleton wasn't even practicing today. So, we've got some athletes. We're excited about those guys. That I think the thing that Troy and Guy are looking for is consistency in catching the football. And I don't spend a whole lot of time watching those guys. So. They look like a bunch of athletes, I'll tell you that, when we do one-on-one drills. So.
The defensive backfield has had such success these last couple of years, but now you guys put a bunch of them in the league. How do you keep that same level of success without backing down at it?
Recruit, develop, manage. We've recruited guys that we feel can do the job. Now we've got to develop them and make sure they're doing, the things right off the field, that they're not a liability. So that's Coach Whittingham's mantra ever since I got here: recruit, develop, manage. And so we've recruited guys to fill those spots. How we develop them and how they come along, that's our job as coaches.
In that recruiting process, are you looking for a certain type, or what are you looking for in that recruiting process?
Speed's number one. Athleticism, the ability to flip your hips, is number two. Physicality is number three. And the safety spot, it's a little bit different than corners. The safety spot, a lot of what you're recruiting is intelligence, because they've got to be able to make calls, they've got to be able to make adjustments, they've got to be able to get guys lined up. Corner spot, it's pure athleticism. So speed, athleticism at the corner spot.
4 and a score, still that mantra?
Yes, sir. Not backing down off that. Third, I think, in the country over the last 3 years in takeaways, and that's how we stayed in the game and ultimately beat USC last year, was takeaways. And I think you look over the last 3 years, if we don't get takeaways, we don't win a lot of those games. So we got to continue doing that.
So the level of talent you got in the secondary, plus the depth you got there, you're pretty comfortable where you're sitting right now?
You always would like to have more depth. Always would like to have more depth, but the guys we have there, if we can stay healthy, we're feeling pretty good. A little bit more depth at corner right now than at safety with Chase out, but we'll find a way.